What if your favorite driver went to a different team? We're going to explore some what ifs next.
Welcome to the United States of Formula One. Follow us for more F1 coverage. Now your hosts Nicky and special guest Boogie. Take it away, boys.
Welcome to a special edition of the United States of Formula One. I'm Nicky.
And I'm Boogie.
Boogie, our special guest, our man behind the camera. Cookie had some stuff he needed to do. I don't ask questions, so it's probably something weird.
Well, I wanted to be involved in this one because we're going to talk about the what ifs. What if we move some drivers to different teams and what could happen in a parallel universe? And I wanted to weigh in.
I think this would be a perfect, because I think that we're going to have so many disagreements. So it should make for a good show. A lot of hate mail is going to come in.
Well, it's going to be, I don't know if there's going to be disagreements because it's alternative universe. We'll never know the answers to this. It's just going to be our opinion. So let's get started with our boy, Max Verstappen.
Okay.
What if he went to a different team?
Okay.
Which could possibly happen. But what if he went to a lower level team like Alpine?
Alpine? I thought we were going to talk about him going to Mercedes first.
No, he already squashed that. He's not going to Mercedes,
But
wouldn't even happen.
I wanted to talk about him going to Mercedes because I thought if he went to Mercedes next year, I said this, and he was with George Russell, even though they hate each other, I think that they would have won the championship next year. But let's get into Alpine, and it's let Max Verstappen. What do you think, if he was driving an Alpine car, how he would finish in a race? Or in the championship, or help that team, or all of the above?
I think it would be very similar to what they did with Red Bull this year. I think it would take them the first half of the year to dial in that car for him, and then he's such a good driver, he might get some podiums, he maybe get a win or two, but he's going to carry that team on his back. His other driver's not really going to help him too much, and he would be struggling to be in the top 6, I think.
Okay, so but you're thinking by the end of the year, he starts with Alpine. By the end of the year, you're saying podiums, possibly a win.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, if you think about it, they're the last place team right now. And we're going off of this year, right? We want to go off of the 2025 cars? 2025 cars. So to say that, I agree with you 100%. To say that Max Verstappen could have started this year with Alpine, hypothetically we're talking about, and then take that team and possibly put him on the podium, because do you see Pierre Gasly? I mean, he's the only person.
Well, Pierre Gasly last year had some good finishes.
He did, and Pierre Gasly has had a win. Yeah. But what place, now you have Max Verstappen, and let's just say Pierre Gasly, we'll put the best racer. Okay. What place does Alpine for the constructors come in?
I think they end up around like 7th.
You think 7th?
7th.
So last place to 7th?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say 5th because you have Max Verstappen. I'm going to say that they're 5th.
I don't think that they would be able to beat out Aston Martin. Or if Williams had such a good first half of the year, it'd be close. I mean, I could see that. 5th to 7th, somewhere around there. I could see him.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that.
Now you got Max Verstappen. He's in 3rd place, right? Now for the World Championship. He's on Alpine. Where is he at?
I think he's in the top 5.
Okay, perfect. I was
because
going to say,
you have to
in
assume,
the top 10.
You have to assume with all of his knowledge that he is going to help that car get better. He's going to give, I think, better feedback than they're getting from Colin Pinto.
Okay.
Or from Duhan, because they were both rookies.
Yeah.
So they didn't know. And Gasly's a good driver. I don't have nothing against Gasly. No. But I think if you have a name like Max come in, that he's going to help direct that car, and I think that car gets better. Because Max was the one who made the suggestion in Monza to change the wing, and that made all the difference in that race, and that was a Max thing. So if you have a Max who comes in who brings the name, the pedigree, and when he says, hey, I want this change in my car, I think you're going to see more of those changes. I don't think you're going to have a Franco Colapinto going, hey, I want to make this change in my car, and you're going to have the engineers making the change to the car.
And then the sponsorship that comes with it, no matter what. So let's go Alpine. Now let's say Max is on Aston Martin, and we're going to say with Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, because no one cares.
No one cares about Lance Stroll.
I think it's very similar to if he was on Alpine, except maybe a little bit better. I think Max on Aston Martin, I think they are definitely in top 4. I think they become a top 4 team.
Okay, I like that. So, and then you got Newey. You bring him back.
He's renewed with Newey.
Yes, renewed with Newey. Now, I still, I think, I don't know. So, I mean, so you kick basically the Williams out, and you put Williams is in 5th, right? So
yeah, they're in 5th.
And you're thinking top 4.
I'm thinking they make it into the top 4.
Who's out? Who gets knocked down?
So I think that you're battling at that point because you gotta remember Max is no longer on Red Bull, and Red Bull's car has been horrible this year.
Okay, you're
so
right.
I think they take Red Bull's spot, and I think you have Red Bull down in 5th or 6th,
possibly 7th. Possibly 7th.
Max isn't on Red Bull.
Okay,
they fall off.
Yeah, they fall off completely.
Their team principal's gone. They have, what would they be probably rocking at that point? Lawson and Yuki?
Well, if you
Lawson and Yuki, I mean, they'd be lucky if they were not in the bottom half at that point.
If you take all of Max Verstappen's points this year, and then he's got all of them,
except for like 7 or 9 or something like that.
I think it's 9. Red Bull would be in last place this year.
Yeah.
So and I don't know who they'd put there, and you get some top 10s, but I think they'd be fighting with Alpine this year.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. But speaking of Red Bull, what if they would have kept Sergio?
Okay.
What if Sergio would have been that second driver? You know, I know he started to fall off towards the end of last year.
Yes.
But I think that was the car, and I think that it was proved that it was the car issue. So do you think with a new year and maybe them making some changes, do you think he does better if he stays with Red Bull this year? Or do you think they have the same problems they had at the beginning of last year, or the end of last year?
So he dominated last year, the beginning portion. Right. So I think that they could have fixed it. Kept Sergio. We gave him. I apologize.
We were a little rough on Sergio. We're sorry.
Yeah. We love you. We didn't know that it was a car. We love you, and he's going to Cadillac.
Yes.
So I think there's no way Red Bull is fighting with McLaren, but I think they steal a lot of these points, and it makes it for a lot closer Constructors' Cup. A lot closer. So I mean. Again, I'm sorry, Sergio, but what do you think? Do you think
I think they're better than Mercedes.
Yep.
And
100%.
Believe it or not, I think that they are fighting Ferrari and might be better than Ferrari because Ferrari's problem is Ferrari.
Yeah.
Ferrari steps on their toes, and Ferrari for the last 5 years has been the reason that Ferrari doesn't do better.
Yeah.
So I think you have 2 experienced drivers at Red Bull, and Sergio's going to get more than 9 points. You know, I mean, you figure Sergio's in there, he's good for 60, 70 points.
70. Huge.
Which is huge. You have on Max, I mean, you're looking, they're not going to beat McLaren. McLaren's untouchable this year. Go McLaren. Yeah. But I think that you're looking at number 2 team.
No, I agree with you 1,000%, and I wish they would have just kept him. But I'm happy they didn't.
Because now
we get him at Cadillac, so thank you.
So what if we talked a little bit if Max had gone to Mercedes
next year? Okay.
What if George had gone to Red Bull and replaced Sergio?
So you got George and Max together?
George and Max together on Red Bull.
On this car,
George replaces Sergio.
Okay, so on this car, if they can, I mean, I would say, like you said in the last, I think that they're competing for second still.
Yeah.
I think they were competing for second. I would love to see that.
I don't think they're competing for second. I think they have second locked up by a mile.
Yes, I agree.
Because I think George would have performed better than Sergio. And I think if Sergio gets you battling for second, possibly in second, I think George nails it into second. I still don't think they're going to catch McLaren. But I think at this point we wouldn't be saying the constructor battle's over. By Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
I think we're pushing it a little bit farther because I think George keeps Red Bull in it.
Yeah.
So that would have been good. If they could get along, because there is a little bit of turmoil between them, you know. But when they're out on the track, you know, they're fighting for it. So going back to what if drivers would have stayed.
I love what ifs.
What if Hamilton would have stayed on Mercedes? Because we thought him going to Ferrari, it was a dream. He's on Ferrari, 7-time world champion. He's going to help Ferrari get over the lip, over the edge.
Over the hump.
That didn't happen. What if he would have stayed at Mercedes? Where's Mercedes at this year?
Well, I can tell you this much. I know Hamilton is going to have way more points than Kimi Antonelli being a rookie. That car's, I think, just a little bit better than the Ferrari is, especially on certain tracks, on the bulk of the tracks, I should say. So I would say they are fighting for, again, second place.
I agree with you.
Yep.
And I think they're in second.
Yep.
I think they're far and away in second place
but closer.
He's there. Yeah, I think they're not closer to McLaren. I think George and Max together keeps it interesting with them and McLaren. I think George and Lewis together gets them in second, but they're not within striking distance.
It's hard because it's like McLaren's just on a different planet.
Yeah,
you can't put anybody. You can't put anybody in first.
Nobody's touching McLaren, and we don't even want to mess with McLaren.
No.
But speaking of drivers going back to where they were last year and how would they do, my boy Carlos, what if he would have stayed at Ferrari? Does that make a difference in Ferrari?
I don't think so at all. Actually, I think it's. I mean, I don't want to go off of last year, but I think he would do just as good as Hamilton is doing right now. I think about the same, maybe worse, probably worse.
Well, I said it before, and I'll reiterate it again, is Ferrari's problem is Ferrari.
Yes.
So I don't think it matters too much who your driver is. I think that Ferrari's the one that gets in their own way, and I think that they pretty much stay the same as where they're at now, and they have the same problems, and I don't think it matters which driver you're in there. But I would have liked to see Carlos stay because I think he would have got some podiums, definitely some better finishes, maybe even squeaks out a win or something. That might be a long shot with the McLarens out there, but he might have got some thirds. He got on the podium, and I would have liked to see that for Carlos.
Hamilton won, one sprint race this year, which I thought that was going to be the turning point, and I thought Hamilton was going to.
Well, that was in China. That was like the second race.
I know.
That was the last time we did anything. It was race 2.
I was excited.
Yeah.
We pretty much said what we said on that one. It wouldn't have mattered.
Well, let's go to
the
best one ever, and this is for Cookie, even though I kicked him off the stage this week. But what if Nico got a chance to actually be in a good car? Is it Nico's problem always been that he's never had a good car, and he's a really good driver in a bad car, and if he gets in a good car, does he start doing really well, or is he just a mid-pack driver?
So this is hard. So the man is, I think he's 37 or 38. He's about the same exact age as me. So if you put him in right now, you say you put him in that McLaren
for this year, and that car is so much faster than everybody else.
I would love to see it. And Cookie is going to say that he would win every single race.
Yeah, his notes right here said, and underlined and exclamation pointed, Nico wins every race.
Nico Hülkenberg is out.
Wins every race.
I think he wins a race or two, but I don't think he wins every race. I don't think he does nowhere near, especially just the age. He's he's been out-qualified by Gabriel Bortoleto almost every single race. He's a rookie. He's aging. And I think he's in third place. Can I say that? You got Piastri winning.
He's in third place? On the podium? You mean like week in, week out, he ends up on the podium in like third place?
No, I think with the car, you got Piastri. It would be Piastri right now. It would be Max Verstappen. And I think it would be close between Russell and Hülkenberg right now, just because that car's so good.
Okay. We love you, Nico, but I say he's 5th or 6th.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
that
even
Leclerc is above him.
Yeah, I think he is a really, really good driver, but I think that he is, top 5 driver in that car, but I don't think that he is a podium. He'll get a podium once or twice, but for the most part, he's going to be a top 6 driver, top 5 driver. He's not going to.
But does he get a win? He's in there all year. He's got that car.
He's really good in the rain.
So he would have won those rain races.
I think he would have won those. But I mean, if he's opposite Oscar, that's tough.
That's tough.
That's really tough. I think Oscar far and away just runs away with the championship, and he might have won almost every single race if Lando's not his partner.
So now, say we take 10 years off of him, okay? Back when he was, more of a rookie. Well, not rookie, a couple years into it, and he got put into just a better car. I think that would have been better because he's just,
I think him a couple years ago in a better car is Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay.
Where he's going to get some wins. I don't know if he wins a championship. I'd like to see him win a championship, but I think he gets some wins. He gets some podiums. He's a really solid driver. He's a really good driver. I don't think he's a Lewis Hamilton or a Max Verstappen, but I think he's, a Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay.
Something around there.
I like it. I don't think we were too hard, Cookie, so don't be mad when you watch this.
I'm being honest.
Yes.
We love him.
He knows. I think Cookie knows in his heart the truth.
So my favorite one, what if Lance Stroll ended up back in F3? What does he do in F3?
As hard as I would hate to say it, I think he wins.
You think he wins? Mm-hmm. I think he crashes.
You think he crashes?
I think he crashes, yeah. Because I think Lance Stroll's problem is I think he's got a temper.
Okay. He gets angry?
Yeah, he gets angry.
On the track?
He drives angry, I think. And I think that's where a lot of his problems come from is he gets into his head too much and he gets angry. And I know we give him a lot of crap. He does have talent. So I think the skill that he has in F3, he should dominate it. He should win every single race. He should kill in F3. But I think there is a chance that, he gets mad, he gets frustrated, he gets in his own head, and he crashes a lot. So,
okay.
But this is the one I like to see the most. This is my alternate reality where, Lance Stroll is not on the F1 grid. And
Lance Stroll, go back to F2, go back to F3, go back to being a waiter.
He would be great in the electric cars. Formula E. I'd love to see him on Formula E.
Formula E.
So that'd be good for him. So that was just our little take on what if alternate realities, some drivers moved around where we think they would be. Go ahead and let us know in the comments how wrong Nick was and how right I was. So
and let us know if you want to hear our takes on alternate universes for other drivers, and we'll put a show together for you.
Or team principals. That would be a fun one. What if we move team principals? Because we know they have a big impact. What if Toto Wolff?
If he took the job.
What if he took the job at Red Bull? So, all right. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Cookie loves you.
Follow us on YouTube at the United States of F1 and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at United States F1. Join us next time on USF1. Like and subscribe. Copyright Brugman Media Limited 2025. See you next time on USF1.